I'm ready to go. I'm ready to present myself to the world because I have put intention not just in what I'm doing and saying, but in literally what I'm wearing. The things I'm wearing make me feel more successful. The things that I use make me feel more successful because I put that intention behind it. And it's just another tool for feeling successful and for law of attraction if that's something that you follow. Good day everyone, my name is Hannah and I am loving, living, and inspiring through classical music, shared experiences, and lessons learned. So in today's video, I am talking about my own observances on giving things with intention and also the gifts that you receive or literally pretty much anything you buy can have an intention that you place on it, and if you believe in it, you might actually see the results of that. So to start out with, one of the best Christmas gifts I've ever received was last year from my brother. His name's Jack. He made me a Beethoven portrait. I think it's really good. I can't do any sort of drawing or painting. I don't have that type of talent, and I envy the people who do. He actually has his own channel called Jackhammer Art. I'll put it in my description box. And I just love this because it's so personal. He asked me who my favorite composer was, or maybe I told him. And then he made this as a Christmas gift, and his channel is really cool because he'll record himself doing the painting, and then he will fast forward it. Like, I can't remember what you call that, but he'll make it look like he's doing it really fast, and you'll see what it looks like from start to the finish. And then when he's all done, he'll put some music in the background of like whoever he's doing it for. Like, for example, he put a Beethoven song in the background, but if it's something else, he'll put a song that would correspond with it. Sometimes he has a lot of athletes, and so there might be a specific song that kind of talks about them. But anyway, I just wanted to point out why I love this so much. It's about Beethoven. Beethoven, if you guys don't know, is my favorite composer. He's just my favorite. I love his music. I've always connected to it, and his music speaks to me. So why I'm saying this is because, so recently I purchased a thing from Etsy by actually another YouTuber. Her name is Sarah Landry. She talks about some really fascinating stuff while doing artwork. So like she'll draw things and then she'll talk at the same time. And she has an Etsy shop where she makes really cool looking jewelry, has stationery stuff. And I was looking at some of her products, and her bracelets, pretty much all of the descriptions of the jewelry that she had said that, once you get this, you set the intention of what you want it to do. For example, a certain type of bracelet with a certain type of stone might be good for promoting good health or love or peace or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's the intention that you put on it. So this reminded me of something that I try to do when I remember. Sometimes I get a little bit lazy with this stuff, but I do think that this works. It's kind of like feng shui a little bit, but with everything, like everything in your life. I made a video on feng shui if you want to check that out. I have this bamboo plant that I said in that video that as soon as I got it, because bamboo is supposed to be good luck, I got a bunch of opportunities for some auditions that I sent out. Like, I want to say it was 4 or 5 opportunities, and that's more than usual for me. So I was very thrilled, and at first I didn't think about the bamboo, but then I thought about it later. I was like, well, I don't know, maybe it was the bamboo plant being in here. So I had decided to put intention in all of the things that I have, with it being jewelry or clothing items. And I have noticed that when I do these things, that it will give that result even if I forgot that I did it. So for example, this, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I read somewhere that if you're nice to your plants, that they'll live longer, that they'll flourish better. And if you even talk to them and say hi to them and all that stuff. There's actually a study of this on YouTube. A couple people have done this before. Have you seen the experiment where you'll have two plants and one plant is whispered nice things and then the other one is they're really mean to the plant? And in these studies, they've done this with both plants and like food. One will be completely rotten and the other one, either didn't change much or was actually doing better. I found that to be very interesting. I think that our words and the things that we say are literal things, which at the end of the day is the intention that we put behind it. So I actually had a plant that I got, I think it was for Valentine's Day last year. It was like this big bundle of roses. And when I got them, I welcomed them in and I said, I don't remember what I told them. I know I sound crazy saying this, but you know how like when you talk to like a cat or a dog, that kind of voice that you get when you talk to them, it was kind of like that. And I kid you not, those flowers in just a vase lasted for like a month. I was very impressed. Most of the time, the flowers don't last that long. It's usually a couple weeks, like, 2 tops. But this, it stayed looking fresh for a good month. Like, it was pretty amazing. I also have these bracelets that I got last year that were mantra bracelets. And when I literally put the intention that I wanted it to be on there. For example, one of them said, just be, to be in that state of just, well, what it means, just be, kind of like being present, not being consumed with your own thoughts, being in that moment. So I have a couple of mantra bracelets that when I wear them, my intention is to have them. So when I give gifts, I think that it's super important to put the intention of what you want that gift to do for the person who you're giving it to, because it's kind of like, how grandma's mashed potatoes or grandma's meal is always better than any other meal you have, and it's because it's made with love. You know what I'm talking about? Things that are just made with love. It doesn't really make sense. Some people might say, oh, it's just a bunch of, what do they call it? Woo-woo, but a bunch of, things that are silly, but why does grandma's food always taste better? Or, that special someone. It's because they're putting that magic ingredient that you can't really see. It's not tangible. It's that intention that they're putting in it. That's why there's chefs who are always gonna have food that are always just better than anything you can make. Even if you see their recipe and copy them exactly, it's still not as good as how they do it. It's because they've got a special intention that they put behind it. And I think if we live that way with what we give to other people, they can feel that. And even if you don't tell them what you meant behind it when you give it to them, they'll still, I like to believe, can subconsciously feel that intention that you put for them. And then another thing that I like to do is for things that I buy, especially if it's something that I'm wearing, like clothes, jewelry, makeup, lotion, things like that, I always first try to cleanse it. And I know this sounds a little bit superstitious. However, I think it's a good practice. The main way I usually do it is just from sage. I take sage and I, go around it. I imagine any energies that were influencing it away from it, because you just never know what things have been around. And it's kind of where sometimes you can feel, like I talked about the example with grandma's cooking, the love or the good feelings that you get from that. You can also feel, you know, if someone was having a bad day or some intention that was not positive, you can also feel those things. It's kind of like when you walk on a room after someone was arguing and you can feel that. I don't want any of that stuff to be brought in my home, and if it is, I want it cleansed and out. That's why, especially, and I do this especially if I go to the thrift store where someone else has worn it, I think it is safe to use it as long as it's cleansed and saged, because I want, there's a gnat flying around from these poinsettias. I want it to be with the intention that I place on it. So for example, I have a pair of jeans that I spent more money on than I care to admit. That when I got it, I saged it, and then I put the intention that I want on it. So I put that I want it to last for a really long time, that it is flattering, that it always fits well. And you know, every time I wear those pair of jeans, I feel good. I feel confident. I feel like I look good. And if you feel like you look good, then I think your chances of success in whatever it is that you want to do is better. I suppose what I'm saying with this video is that the gifts that you give really do, if you have beautiful intentions behind what you give to someone, I really do think they will get that. Even if you don't tell them, if you are true and genuine in what you want them to have. And I think that when you receive a gift, it's also important to set your own intention on what you want that to do for you, because it makes, at least for me, it's comforting to me. It makes me feel better. And even if it is a bunch of, you know, woo-woo stuff, well, in my mind, I think that I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to present myself to the world, because I have put intention not just in what I'm doing and saying, but in literally what I'm wearing. The things I'm wearing make me feel more successful. The things that I use make me feel more successful because I put that intention behind it. And it's just another tool for feeling successful and for law of attraction, if that's something that you follow. So I hope this video is useful for you. Thank you to all of my subscribers. You guys are all super kind and awesome, and I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and happy holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye.